all of you are already covered in little bits of silt and dust. It seems to be getting everywhere. The sky is pitch black, and a moon is stuck in permanent eclipse, dark but for the white ring of light surrounding it. The landscape itself is a wash of scrub brush and trees that look charred or burnt. The earth sits under your feet, bluish-white mounds of silt as far as the eye can see. Its hills and barrows rise and fall haphazardly, making it impossible to see very far. A winding path leads into the complex of silt, disappearing around a bend. There's nothing else it could be. You've plane hopped.
Huh. I didn't know we were going to California.
Where the fuck?
I whisper to myself, where is he getting these names?
What the hell is a California?
Maybe
Like
it's
I
something
said,
to do with
is
the
it a
weirdness.
spell?
All right, everybody,
World.
hold on a moment. I need
on,
you
everyone.
all to make a will save. Or sorry,
Oh,
wisdom?
Okay.
Yeah, wisdom save.
wisdom
save.
save.
All right.
Wisdom save for
Oh
everybody.
boy, straight D20.
Oh no, -2.
Question: is this a charm effect of any sort?
It's
Cool.
not a charm effect.
Nope.
Adam and Wesley,
Oh no.
and yeah, Adam and Wesley, you feel. Yeah, you're fine.
What's a praxis?
Oh, sorry, Adabraxis. You feel your spine chill and shiver as a wave of absolute fear washes over you. As you turn the corner, you see this creature, its form massive and wispy, just slightly far away from you.
Insert cute anime scream here.
Just looking at it sends chills down your spine. You stand petrified in its presence. Trying to move seems all but impossible for the ones I mentioned, while the others are just in awe of the creature.
I'm assuming this isn't paralysis.
It's not paralysis, but it's damn hard to move.
Yeah, it's a fear effect. All right.
Oh wait,
Just making sure.
Sorry, I need to roll again for Abraxas. He has advantage on fear. Nope, still a fail probably.
No, yep, still a fail. Abraxas is terrified.
So basically, all of the constructs.
It seems that it hasn't noticed you, and
Hey,
it's just
Abraxas is not a
slowly
construct.
wandering around.
He's more construct than the rest of you fleshies.
You think that?
I kind of whisper.
Don't move.
As if on time, when you say that, you hear what sounds like a distant bell tolling, and the creature's head perks up, and it moves down and away around the corner.
Can I do a knowledge check to see if?
Yeah, give me a DC on planar knowledge, please.
Is that an Arcana?
Nope, that would have to be specifically planar knowledge. If you don't have it, you don't have it. Wesley, you're the only one that has any inkling of an idea of what that was.
A 16 doesn't know it?
A 16 does not know it.
I think I know what that was. Y'all know about vaping?
What the hell?
I whisper. Where the fuck is he getting
This truly is LA. When you get out of here.
What's in LA?
No, where does he keep getting all these words?
Wesley, you know what this creature is called, and you know what it does. It is a guardian creature known as the Walker, and it is a denizen of the Silt Flats and the Silt Flats alone. There's not enough information out there, though, to tell what it is or what it does, just that not many have ever encountered it and lived to tell the tale.
Well, guys, we are extremely lucky because that thing could probably kill us accidentally.
I want one.
I do too.
Frank's like, oh god damn it, you guys are on the same mindset. This is bad. How about we not take the evil demon creature we just saw?
See, here's the thing.
If either one of you manage to catch one, let me know. I'd love to research it.
Oh, no. If I catch it, it's dead and it's mine.
If I catch it, I'm gonna name him Fluffy or something like that. I don't know. Something stupid.
If I catch it, I'm taking its soul.
Also, Frank, he points at Abraxas. You do remember what he is, right?
I mean, yeah, he's one of those outside doodads, right?
Yes, an outsider.
Hmm. I'm still uneasy about that. He just
As
like
you
shuffles.
should, boy.
He shuffles past Abraxas. Hey, what's
And,
with all
and
these holes? Frank says, peering into this like hole in the wall.
I
oh,
wouldn't get too close to that. Something might pop out on you.
Hmm. Nope. Absolutely nothing. Seems to be an empty hole into the sand.
Huh.
Frank, you're gonna fall in, probably. And I totally will not be the one to push you in this time.
Please don't. He looks over at you. I know we haven't gotten off on the right foot or anything, but I'd really appreciate it if it didn't continue this antagonistic stance. He looks at you.
It's fun.
I kind of walk I walk forward a bit and say, well, considering that the walker went that way, I
Let's go the
vote
other
we
way.
go the opposite direction.
I second that motion, Frank says, and hurriedly follows you.
Yeah.
Now, wait a second, everyone.
Hmm.
How do we know this what creature wasn't going to the party?
Well, I
Hang on,
think
which direction did
that
the bell?
is a point.
Well-
However, I'd rather not go in the direction of the thing that can most definitely kill us by accident.
What direction did the bell come from?
the bell came from the direction the walker walked in.
Shit, he might be right.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Do we see any towns or anything in the distance of either direction?
The barrows are too tall for you to get a good read on it.
Can
Abraxas,
I make
grow.
my I can see through my puppet, so can I extend my puppet up into the air?
Like,
Maybe?
just hold him up in the sky?
Well, like I can control him with strings, so I'm not, and he's a sock puppet, so he's not that heavy. So I'm wondering if I can just like extend him up 60 feet because that's the range of my my strings.
All right, sure. I'll allow it if you get a good enough roll on your strings.
Hang on.
All right.
Question on this.
Hmm?
How he looks to to Solomon. How much does your familiar weigh?
That's a good question.
Hmm.
Does he
About
weigh?
normal human weight, I'd assume, correct?
I'd assume he weighs roughly the
what's-
amount of whatever he is.
He weighs about
Awesome.
Frank.
He weighs about Frank.
Abraxas, grow.
Abraxas becomes large.
Abraxas walks over and picks up Dapper Frank and hoists him into the air.
This
Okay.
is a very bad idea.
Dapper Frank is hoisted into the air above Abraxas.
What do you see?
Give me a perception check, Solomon.
I would like to as a thing for this, Dapper Frank holds up his arm and then I climb up it like a lizard.
Yes!
I
That's exactly
assume-
what I wanted.
I very much assume that whenever I'm running or something without having to use my hands, I'm running, walking like a lizard.
Seldra
Okay.
just watches this unfold while being
Alright.
highly amused.
So we've got a
Um,
massive Eidolon suit of armor thingy with Dapper Frank sitting in the palm of its hand, hoisted high in the sky, and then a little puppet clambers up the hand of Dapper Frank, and then holds up its hand with a sock puppet on it.
Yes!
All right.
Cool. All right, Westley, you actually do gain a decent amount of information, allowing you to
Nice.
see above the barrows. You see, off in this direction, the direction the walker didn't go, there appears to be a bunch of just open emptiness, and then in the center of the emptiness, there is a raised platform of sorts, like a barrow again, but more purposeful, almost as if it was crafted by human arms. And then on top of it is a massive
arms.
manor. In
Huh.
this direction, however, you
Mhm.
see more of the same, and then what looks to be a very, very distant town. You'd imagine it would be a very long walk to get there, but you could probably make it. However, the manor is much closer, and using common intuition, you imagine that to be the Baron's manor.
Yeah. All right. I relay the information to the party. So, also, does everyone have their backstories ready?
Do you say this out loud?
Yes. I say, does everyone have their backstories? Come on, we're at a masquerade ball. If someone, we don't know how into this these people get. We might have to make up stories about who we are.
Abraxas sets you back down and shrinks. going
Frank is
back
like,
next-
I am Flynn Flanagan, the great bard of the East. He looks back and forth. I make songs and I sing them at hotels.
I walk over and I go limp in Dapper Frank's pocket and I say, and I'm his brother. I'm his twin brother, the
the
Dapper one.
successful one.
Yes, I'm the successful twin brother who is trying to figure out how to use puppetry.
And
And
Frank
then
looks over. I'm the successful one in the people's hearts.
Yeah,
I say I am successful in objects. You are successful in experience.
Where's Frank's command, by the way, Frank?
Seldra's gonna hold her hand out, and her scythe's gonna materialize into her hand. I am Liliana de Vale, an ancient sorcerer who reaps the souls of the dead.
I look over
Cheesy.
and he's dad. I point to him and then he's dad.
My name is Joel Simpson. I'm from the distant city of Austin, Texas.
I say
My main goal in life.
as he's saying this,
dogs and make an honest living.
I kind of mumble. You know what? I think that his actual story works rather well.
Yeah, they might actually believe that.
I assure you, he's not crazy. Can't sleep in there.
Tenrier just kind of like shrugs and like, if I can find a cloak, then I am. Well, I guess we can say that I will be the manager of this big guy. And Abraxas removes his helmet. I am a great red scale dragon.
What does Abraxas look like under the helmet?
Yeah, what does Abraxas look like?
A red scale dragon.
Oh, okay.
So like a dragonborn or like an actual like.
Half dragon.
Half dragon.
That's not going to turn any heads.
I
or
mean, you could
anything.
always say that you're just a dragonborn with really good makeup skills.
Just say it's a mask.
But it
Don't
is
let
not
anyone
a
tell
mask.
Maybe it's like a hat of disguise or something.
Frank's like, Abraxas, you gotta go. You can't just say that. They're
Can't
gonna
say
know.
what.
You can't tell them the truth.
The truth is the best lie, boy.
I would say I make Dapper Frank say that doesn't make any sense.
He snorts and puts the helmet back on. That I am his bodyguard.
So he's your manager and you're his bodyguard.
Tenrier just
So what?
facepalms.
So what? So
I'm
what
gonna
do
have
you
to think of
manage?
something. Nothing at this point. Abraxas is a bit of a thick skull.
You can manage my song business.
Sure.
Anyway, we should be off.
Yes.
Yeah, are we going?
Preferably before
I'm
that thing
assuming
comes back.
we're leaving before the walker decides to pay us a visit.
That's a good idea. Let's not try and die.
You're noticing Frank is far more upbeat than before. He seems to actually be leading the way this time.
I look at Frank and I'm getting into character and I say, I'm so proud of my brother.
While they're walking, Tenrier is swapping clothes.
Soldiers using her scythe as a walking stick.
All right, if you
Like,
give
whenever he
me-
gets to pants, he has Abraxas carry him as he's like fucking putting on his fancy getup.
I gotta get this because you have a freaking Dapper Frank that I gotta add into every map.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
somebody's gotta
Yep.
be dapper. That's fine. That's okay. That's fine. I don't mind it. You walk for a decent while down the silt halls until you come across what seems to be a little clearing. It seems to be a dead end of sorts. There are many odd-shaped holes carved into the barrows that surround a pool of black, tarry liquid. The liquid seems perfectly still.
I'd say, okay, I bet that's the magic stuff, ain't it?
Yeah, I think so too.
I would almost count on it.
Do you want to
Soldier
make a
is
perception check on it?
For Tenrier.
rat. I perceive the world.
I see that.
And for
Richard
Abraxas,
perceives the
Oh,
world.
shoot.
Abraxas is
Abraxas
too
is
busy
dumb.
carrying Tenrier.
All right, to Seldra and Tenrier, both of you, being arcanely skilled and knowledgeable, realize that there's a very important distinction between this liquid and the liquid you saw before. Where the other was magically charged, almost as if it was ready to lash out and jump on your magical powers, this liquid does not have the same tenacity. It seems to almost be lethargic, as if it were not ready to do anything ultimately powerful to you, and but also it might not even be magical at all. You can't sense the same evil intent that the other goop had.
Yeah, just
Is
stay
it, is
away
it
from
similar at all to the goop that the one girl got turned into?
Visually,
Or
yes,
the
but
Melvin?
magically, no.
I walk over to Tenrier and I pick up are there any stones on the ground?
There is silt. Lots and lots of silt.
Okay.
You could get a handful of silt.
I get a handful of silt and say, cast light on this.
I cast light on it.
All right. I throw it into the pile. I throw it into the stuff.
All right.
Oh,
You overhand the silt into the pool, and it vanishes without making a ripple.
I suggest that we don't touch this stuff.
I'm not sure if that's just because it was silt and it would just be there, but you know what? I'm just not. Yeah, we just shouldn't
Also,
touch it.
out of my own curiosity, Seldra's going to walk over to this tree over here,
Ah!
break off a twig,
Okay.
and then she's going to cast light on it,
Mhm.
go over to this hole, and drop it down.
That hole? Okay. um, yeah, so this is elevated terrain. That's above you, so you'd have to lob it up into it.
How high up is it?
Do you
Okay.
even know?
That's about
Do you
6 or
even
7
know
feet.
that hole exists technically?
Oh no,
In
he
that-
could see it. That's like a flat surface. Essentially, imagine you're surrounded by the interior, like a mountain pass, right? And all around you there are
Okay.
holes in this wall, and that's what
It,
those are.
Oh, okay. I get it.
it's how
Yeah,
high up?
It's about 10 feet up.
Do you want a boost?
yes, that'd be lovely.
Abraxas
Move
offers a
for a
boosting.
moment. He's essentially telling to get out of the way for a moment. A little right there. And he grows to his 16-foot size.
Fucking Abraxas. Woomph.
And he gently picks her up and holds her above it.
I dropped the stick down. I dropped the stick down the hole. I just want
Alright.
to see how far down it goes.
Well,
Praxis is watching as well, just eyes down the hole.
you toss it into the hole, and it just seems to be like a carved out hole, almost like a bear's cave, you'd want to say, but smaller, and it's buried into the silt, so you're not sure how it's supporting itself at all. The stick doesn't go very far. You just chuck it in there and it lands. You
Hmm.
can see inside. It's a very small hole.
Interesting. Alright, that's good to know.
Slowly sets it down carefully and then shrinks back down.
I don't think it's anything to be worried about, but these holes seem to be more supported than they should. They're not that deep and kind of resemble a bear hole or cave or whatever you want to call it.
Adam, as you're speaking, roll me a listen check. All right, Adam, you're completely unaware. Continue. That shouldn't set you off at all. Just continue as if you didn't know that.
At any rate, we should continue.
Agreed. Let's see here. Sunglasses. He pats down his fancy outfit and pulls out a pair of sunglasses, putting them on, hiding the freaking glowing mark on his eye.
Yeah, you look too cool.
Hey man, manager's gotta look cool.
So should we not be touching all this stuff? Frank says. I don't want to I don't know. I don't want to lose my magic or anything. But what if?
I highly suggest we don't touch it, yes.
Hmm.
Well, we could try to go, I don't know, this way or something.
It's a pretty sheer cliff of silt.
How high up is it?
It seems to go 30 or 40 feet up. You can't really make a rough estimate.
Hmm. Abraxas could try to scale it and then throw a rope down for us.
Actually, you notice something. It's almost at the top of your hearing, like a like a whistle or a hissing or a whisper of some sort. It rises in and out occasionally, and it doesn't sound natural at all. It sounds very, very foreign and very unnerving.
Like everything here.
Yeah, it makes your hair stand straight up.
I don't like that. There's a noise here. There's something here. Mm.
Now that the party's aware of this, can the whole party make a perception check?
Sure, Abraxas will make one too.
Oh,
Sure.
Oh! Joel, the hills have eyes.
Oh.
You look
It's just
around.
like the old movies, the old movies. We are in California.
I whisper to Frank, "What's a movie?"
I don't know.
You look around you and you notice two dotted eyes staring out of some of the holes and looking down at your party. And the hissing sound seems to be coming from whatever these creatures' mouths are.
Oh boy.
Does it seem like they're talking at all?
Your best guess is they're not. It's more like a territorial growl, a get off my turf, a I'm going to fucking eat your face, than a
Now,
hello, welcome sort of
now
sound.
don't make any sudden movements, folks.
Oh, so don't shoot them with fire. Got it.
From the
I
right-hand
suggest
side of
we
you,
all
a
just
one of the
make our
creatures
figures as big as possible and slowly back away.
leaps down into the ground, sending up an eruption of silt around it. As it lands, you can see it better, and some of you might know what this is. Can I get a knowledge of planes check again?
Ah, Tenrier. Tenrier, oh my god.
Oh,
Oh
Tenrier!
my god.
All right, Tenrier knows it.
Jeez.
Tenrier's got
Oh,
you
come on.
covered.
Oh, hey. I'm getting all my little rolls out now.
Tenrier, what you see in front of you is an undead creature, a hollowed out face covered in a cloak of bits and pieces of shredded material, with wickedly long claws and an odd arcing neck, with a ghostly aura emanating from it. You know this to be a barrow wight, one of the darkest and most evil creatures of the Silt Flats.
That's a barrel right.
Can everyone roll initiative, please?
Shit! Yeah.
When have I ever gotten a decent roll except for just then?
Correct.
You got a 2! Oh, do you
I
mean
know,
the crit?
I know.
Oh, nice. Frank just crit.
Fucking
Go, Frank. Use that axe.
Oh, man.
Come on, Frank, you somehow. No,
Use
you're one
that
underneath,
ass.
Frank.
Frank, show us what that axe do.
Show you that axe. I'm gonna say
But,
no. You're gonna have to cast Mage Armor as your first turn,
Oh shit.
because you were not prepared enough for the creatures coming in.
That's fair. I need to remember to specify at the end, at the beginning of days, like, hey, I'm casting mage armor.
Yeah, probably a good idea. They got
Yeah,
the drop
alright.
on you, and you weren't exactly prepared for this. And they've sort of got you surrounded. So Tenrier, it is your go first as you see these creatures descend and threaten you.
So what all I know that these things are.
You know that they're undead, that they are essentially they are a wight inhabiting a creature that has been murdered by another wight, essentially. They live and they carve out their homes in the barrows, and they descend upon any prey that they see moving through the silt flats, and take it back to their barrows and devour it.
How far away is that one?
That one is 5 feet up in the air.
Okay, so it probably could hit me if I walked back. But I kinda gotta. I mean, if it wants.
It actually doesn't make a move to you. It seems it didn't have the range.
Okay, cool.
Huh.
And from his new position, he casts Firebolt at it.
All right. 23 damage to. Well,
would've thought.
you definitely hit, singeing it with a little bit of your fiery magical power. The creature, at the sight of the light, actually recoils backwards and only gets hit on its hand, taking 2 damage. All right.
And he will probably shout out, "Hey, it looks like they don't like light, so there's that option."
Frank, noticing that you shot at the one up in the hole up there, thinks that, you know what? I think you guys have got the ones back there, and
Oh God, Frank.
he takes a running leap forward, brandishing his new fancy axe in his hands,
Frank, don't die.
and is gonna go for a big meaty swing at this creature's head before it has even a chance to do anything to him. Frank gets a
Nice.
clean cut on the creature
Frank!
No!
and deals 2 damage.
I sense a pattern.
But hey, it's all right.
Yeah.
He's gotten the axe lodged into the creature. He's like, ew, you're. It takes a little closer, like you're nasty.
Frank, you idiot!
It's
Frank's a
fine. I've got
badass.
this one covered. Seldra.
All right, I'm gonna. Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cast Firebolt on this one and attempt to set it on fire.
All right. 17 hit. Yes. Yeah. So
Like-
you berate it with even more, pushing it back further into its little hovel as it tries to get away
Right.
from the flame.
How much of it is on fire?
You can't tell if it's on fire, but from the flashes of light and the pain, you know you hit it.
15 right here.
Oh,
The
God,
papa.
okay.
Papa.
Hi, Papa.
Hello, Papa. All right.
Hello, Mata.
First
Hello,
and
Papa.
foremost, we're gonna start with Frank. So Frank is
Frank,
gonna need
no.
to roll a will save.
Oh no,
Let's
Frank.
see.
Oh,
Oh,
God
shoot.
damn it,
Frank's-
Frank.
What is Frank's? Okay, +0. Cool. That's
Frank, you
good.
can do it.
Frank
Go,
did
Frank!
not do it. Frank, you see his will just falter for a moment and his hands drop off the axe, half embedded in the creature's neck. And that's all you see happen. This creature, the one above you that's been being berated by fire attacks, leaps down on the floor and tries to do a leaping strike at Dad. uh,
Papa, watch out!
Yeah,
so
14.
it lands on the floor in a puff of soot, and silt. The silt was not enough for it to. The silt kind of blinds it for a moment, and it's unable to land a strike on Dad. This other one over here leaps down, and much to the same degree you'd expect it to come in and attack. However, its eyes burrow deep into your basically into your heart. Can everyone please make a dexterity save to not look at the
Dexterity.
creature? All right, Solomon's quick enough. Tenrier, you know well enough to not look at it.
Okay. Well, that would mean.
Oh, for sake!
I was gonna say, would that mean that Praxis would as well, since we share that bond?
Yeah, I think so. And you just got the ability to share
Please be
thoughts,
something
right?
I'm immune to. Please be something
Yeah.
I'm immune to. Please be something I'm immune to.
Okay. Dad and Seldra, however, failing the save, I need you to roll a will save now. Because I'm so used to it. Holy fucking
my
shit!
God.
Oh my God!
Oh my
Please
god,
be something
guys.
she's immune to.
All right. Well,
The second negative
Seldra,
one.
are you insane to? Are you immune to insanity?
Oh no.